Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start, and I'm going to do the usual announcements, if you don't mind. Actually, I do mind. There's a pen right over there. Thank you for avoiding the camera. And Hal, welcome. So, I'm Dan Brady, your loving and kind-hearted host for the evening. Give yourself a round of applause for being here. Don't applaud for me. I come here all the time. I'm an addict, but I'm getting over it. Fine poetry and good food since 1972. And speaking of that date, there's a special announcement that I'll make after I make the regular announcements, just so you know. I look pretty good over there. All right. I want you to thank Teddy back there for giving us this venue to speak as we speak. So give him a round of applause back there. And the food, pretty good food, pretty good place. 1972, the longest running poetry open mic we know of in the known and unknown universe. I like the unknown universe. Is Mr. Al Auerbach here? Yeah. No. Okay. Well, he is the feature, and he is not here yet, but he shall soon be. And the mini, of course, is Mr. Richard Sanderell over there, and I don't have the sign. Oh, yeah. Keynote. Sorry, the keynote is Mr. Sanderell. We do not. Oh, and Buford is the last word, and Mr. Greg Pond is the mini. So we have bases loaded and ready to go. We have a Facebook page, and if you look over there, that is the URL, which will take you to not the Facebook page, but the streaming live spot. And you go there, and you can find the streaming from Wednesday night's poetry and Thursday night music. There's a Facebook page also. Now's the time to take your cell phone and turn it off so it doesn't on. Mine is already off, so I can't demonstrate as a teacher should. But if you have it on, please turn it off so it doesn't go off. Or if you have a computer or telephone, you can put it on airline mode, so they say. If you wish to take pictures or record somebody, make sure you have their permission. I'm assuming that if I see someone with a camera or taking a picture, that person has asked the person who's having their picture taken that it's okay. I'm not going to stop proceedings. Did you do it? I'm assuming that you'll do that. Tonight's theme is washing machines. And if you want to do something different than washing machines, you can use A World Beyond War. It's an organization that's setting up a bunch of events around the world, actually. It's new, but I think the idea is good. And fabulous, the announcement. So for those people here, those people out there, those people anywhere, Teddy is making a special little offer. He's trying to get this place recognized as a long-standing arts cafe, and this will help in practical ways. So, part of the process is to bring next week a poem that you write, 100 words-ish, not like a haiku, but something a little bit substantial, about the place, the history, your experience here, whatever it is. And then that next week, by acclaim, the winners will claim a drink and a sandwich that Teddy will provide for you especially. This is not an ongoing thing that I know of yet, but this is just for now, just to kick things off. He's trying to get some kind of historical record established for the place, and that's one way we can do it. So bring them next week. I'll remind people when I send out the emails. Now, for the prizes, the door prizes, the fabulous door prizes. Before me there were deserts. There are some good poems in there. If you like Macbeth, well, here's Macbeth, William Shakespeare. The Revolutionary Notebook, if you know Mark Schwartz, then you'll probably want to get this because Mark Schwartz, that's one of his books. And this is, I gotta get my glasses on to read this. Reflective type is not good for me. This is Grook's number 2. Let me just read you a tiny sample. If they made diving boards 6 inches shorter, think how much sooner you'd be in the water. Some of them are humorous. To keep an ever-open door is wisdom's true advancer. So there are fools who don't ask more than 10 wise men can answer. So a little, humorous, wisdom, wit, wisdom, things like that there. And to keep track of us or you or us or anything, this is the opt-in email. You can sign it, put your name in the email there, and that will help. And if you read a poem by somebody else, I'll hand you this, and you put your name and the poet's name, so that way it always say "Charge of the Light Brigade" by William Carlos Williams, because he didn't write that. It was Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, right? Wrong. Okay. Anyway, so those are the announcements, and we're going to get started. Mr. Sanderell is erect and approaching the stand here. I'm going to move out of his way, and I'll tell you about the other door prizes in a minute, but let's just get started. Give him a round of applause as he comes forward. Brady.
Wow, did I read that here last week?
I don't know.
Yeah, I did. Because I'm not giving this up.
Oh, okay, he left that book here. I thought he gave it to me. So William Wordsworth is off the menu. But you're the keynote. I thought you were coming up to do the keynote.
I don't remember where I put that.
Okay, so one other thing, if you don't like those prizes, you can be the last word, the person who speaks last, be the keynote, the person who speaks first, mini feature, 8 minutes of time in the second half, and you can help us choose our theme, which to this week is washing machines and or a world beyond war.
Who are those people? Do you know?
Who's what people?
The people that are doing that organization.
I don't know names, but I
All right,
They sound peaceful though.
yeah, but there's something over there I think you should look at. Being from the Church of St. James. I'm going to read a piece by a man who came here, I think sometime last year, named Raven. A black man brought up in California and lives in Ireland.
Ireland, for God's sake.
Yeah, and he was wonderful when he was here, so I bought his book. So we're going to get some religion called No Testament. Carpentry was his mother's idea. She thought he should have something to fall back on in case the Savior thing fell through. Joe taught him the art, though secretly he hasn't the touch. I can only put nails in his hands, show him how to make a measure of timber. Miracle sure enough will come, the question of craft remains. The party is long since full, and one more squeezes into the crowd already drunk. Shove over, he says. There's room for all of us on the head of this goddamn pin.
And that was Alexander Graham Bell. Thank you so much, Alex. All right, so let me just read the first 5 so you know who you are and where you are and when and why. We have Jane Radis, then Buford, then Owen. Then it looks like it's Gary Trump, right?
Yep.
Trump. Okay, there we go. And then Louis, then David, then Jen. And then the Clyde Always Show before David Erdreich. And then Philip Montague III, which is, of course, me. Then Richard Sanderell coming back for the open, the person who reads the keynote always comes back for the open should they desire. And a Mr. Bob over here, strange. Before our feature, Mr. Al Auerbach. All right. So, make yourselves welcome. If you want, for the people who are coming in, if you wanted to sign up, there'll be a time to do that after the break, because before the break is filled, so we can take care of you then, as they say in France. So, Jane, would you kindly step forward, please, and give her a round of applause. Okay, hold on. He's gonna come and adjust suitably. And I'll adjust suitably.
Terrific. Thank you very much. 2 poems. A poem to the ocean. An ocean swelling to waves, washing over every ship that sails, and you sail too. What choice do you have? Every page you turn on white sea foaming over rocks on shore. Then you've landed. The boat lasted. Rotten old wood and all, rotten old wood and all. Melancholy rhythm of waves rock the boat. We're all in this together, and all who sail survive an ocean's wrath. Survive an ocean's wrath.
Nice.
And I just wrote this. Living in a compartment. Better to let each day be complete, a compartment, rather than let things drag out, like a closet full of shoes, some still in their boxes, shoelaces hanging. Heels in their proper place, waiting to go to job interviews, the job that never comes. expensive French suede sandals, almost too good to wear on our city streets. Highlight of the trip to Lyon. I tried to sell them, but they're not in season, no matter what season it is. My life is in compartments. I'm shoeboxed in. Sometimes I'm a French sandal. Most of the time, I'm a Dansko clog hopper. Thank you.
Hey, Reddish, welcome back after a long visit. There may be some chairs sprinkled about still, so grab them as you can, please. And let's see. Would you do me a favor, Jane? Ask Teddy for the timer. I forgot to get that. All right, Mr. Bunton, come on up here. It is your shot to keep it hot, as they say. So give him a nice round as he comes up here. And then we got Owen and Gary, Louie, David, Jen, Clyde, David, Philip Montague III, and Alistair McCrowley, and the All Night Images. Okay, here we go, getting things set. Thank you so much.
This is one of my first published poems, as the other one is going to be too. This is called In Search of the Nocturnal Fusion. In need of an evening rhyme, I searched, it seems forever, beneath a table between the sheets of my unmade bed. Unconsciously, I opened the door, and standing there silhouetted were the branches and the trunks, writing a haiku on the night. This is probably my favorite human to ever walk the earth. This is called Boo Boo and Me. In his last week on Earth, I held his arm. 2:30 a.m. We are headed for the bathroom again. I'm sorry, Bufy, you're not getting any sleep. My grandfather, Boo Boo, apologized. I looked into his vacant, once sharp, almost white blue eyes and told him the benefits of my being unemployed. He wobbled like a leaf about to fall off a rotten tree, tottering from the toilet back to bed for an hour and a half or so. At his funeral the next week, I held tears close, hid my emotions, just like Boo Boo had done. But then I, 1 month short of my 23rd birthday, 4 months away from getting a bachelor's degree, and 5 months from leaving town, broke down and dropped my tears like a deep south hurricane.
Wow. Yeah. Nicely done, Buford. Shows you what you can do. Mr. Owen Dunkel is next, so bring him up then. And then just to let you know, after Owen we have Gary, Louie, David, Jen, and Clyde always before David just so people know who they are and where they're coming from and the like. It might be a crowded evening, so be aware of your names, and that way we can move smoothly. Thank you.
I'll try and speak up for people that say they can't hear me. This is from my chapbook, Tight Sung Outcry. Out. The glorious sun ran amok outside as the cunning waves and the sparkling blue and turquoise sea told me the truth that held me. Held my hand, yes, held me as I lay on the beach watching the sunbathers, those fat grown inquisitors and their children, frolic like sandpipers running in circles, running here, falling down there, circles. A diagonal line going somewhere, the parents' hope. The ties of encouragement, the fall of astonishment. But there only the sand can hide and corral this way to heaven like a wayward angel. And this is to Don Brennan. Thanks to the late Don Brennan, I should say. for Don Brennan. Your metaphors are a lonely outpost that I pray to in silence, like the aloneness of love. I am the alone quality of your poetry, as your metaphors are those of the earth. Green sea roiling and rolling like pea soup, the only thing that has not been angry at a landlubber such as I. Orgasmic dreamland. I fell asleep afterwards and dreamed I won the B-1320 on my knees. Sonnet on Tuesday. Save all but 1 hour's destiny, stretching itself out and over the tears that insist on themselves. Always fears our spiritual dynasty, retching its insides out after a party, fetching nothing. The still beauty of the arrears that assure us we are as sane as peers that wish to break the catching, our purring reason for denial. The spirit that keeps us warm and waits for us through our trial, our fear of error that is. Norm in the dorm, 2 times 2, space and rhyme, lordly pedestal of grace. Sleeping lasts as long as a poem by a giant conquistador of the hummingbirds. The vacant library that appears to be a singing nunnery leaves as gentle as the flags wave at passers-by, like a streetcar asleep at the beach. My exotic version of a vision that tries to be erotic, but is as bitter as an eyeless nirvana that is yet to be a third eyeball of metaphors. Golden laid like the evening rays, a nirvana sun stole a lasting kiss through my sleep of tears. Western dental. Academic whispers the discreet quality of their cleverness, candor and conscience. To the USMCR. Cannon cockers out on a spree, we are better than the whole damn infantry. Your miserable 03s, party and rebel, set your spirit free.
Thank you, Mr. Owen. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Could you take this chair and put it back over there so someone else has a chance to sit? So as you can tell, we have a crowd tonight. So normally we always have 5 minutes. So try to go short because that way there's people who haven't had a chance to sign in. The first half is full. So after the break, then we'll have other people sign in. So if we go a little bit short now, everybody will have a chance. I love having everybody in. I don't like to have people, waiting and saying, "But I never got a chance to read." So keep that in mind, please. And when we have someone new, forgot to tell you this there's a tradition where we hoot, holler, make animal noises, pound our feet and stuff like that to honor a new person who's coming in. So, Gary, will you please come on up here to applause and acclaim, please? He's a new person. I don't hear the animal noises.
I thought I had all the answers. Then life raped of all the questions. Or how I stopped worrying and learned to love Donald Trump. Donald Trump, hire me as your sex apprentice. Don't betray our love for politics turned showbiz. I don't care how high the rent on your booty is. I want to give birth to Trump babies. I long to itch with Trump brand scabies. I'm crazy in the streets with Trump political rabies. Donald Trump, take me away from this rabble who ignore the erotic undertones of your babble, because you speak in a tortured ideological scrabble as the media grope and mangle and grapple. Listening to you is like hearing Adam eat the apple, spilling juice all over his torso like mango snapple. Oh, Donald, don't build a wall between your heart and mine. You Republican queen, I promise me raping you is just a dream. It's true, I do want to immigrate into you, sexy man, but Donald, don't worry. I'm 100% not Mexican, so please don't start that again. Gary Johnson, he can barely be detected, let alone elected. But Donald Trump, oh, I want to finger and stroke that dead yellow animal taxidermied and entombed on his head while we lie in the Waldorf Astoria presidential suite's bed. When Secretary Clinton hears of our passionate thrills, I'm sure Hill will have Goldman Sachs pay our room service bills. His policies are heinous, and his politics would pain us. Yet, I want his maniacal rhetoric shoved up my anus! It won't hurt for long. Less than a decade of Donald Trump tears, at most 8 years of realized Donald Trump fears. So, I'm pasting Trump campaign posters up on my sugar walls. I'm grinding to elect Donald Trump president of my genitals. Oh, Donald Trump, fuck me in your fits of fascism. Whip me with your wit and wisdom. Choke me with your words until I'm sick. Donald Trump, you suck. So why not my dick?